wanted to share with you my planner setup for 2017. I've done a couple of videos previously on how I made the cover and how I made my daily inserts, so I'll include the links below if you want to check those out in a bit more detail. But this is an overall view of how my planner is going to work for me in 2017. So I've added an elastic band. Not totally happy with this blue on the inside, but I'm using the white side. And if I find a prettier one, I will definitely use it. I was looking for a glittery one and couldn't find it. So if I open up my planner, the first thing you'll notice is I've got a couple of paper pads in here. So I'm really excited about how this will work for me. I've got a to-do list paper pad and a this week, and this is going to be my menu planning paper pad. So last year these two sat within my planner, and I guess, you know, flipping back to them all the time, they're things that I do regularly, and so it's always good to have them a little bit separate and in the front. And how I made these was originally I picked up two of these. So they were from Target, and they have like magnets on the back, and then they had two pads stuck to them, a little notebook and these page flags. And so I ripped the notebooks off and then stamped this week at the top of one of them that had all of the days, and then to-do list at the top of the other one. So this has become my to-do list, and this one here is my this week. So I had the cardboard and the pencil holder and everything left over, so I went ahead and stuck a paper pad to that, and that will now sit on my fridge as something to take notes with, just so it hasn't gone to waste. But yeah, I picked them up from Target. They were originally $10 and they're on sale, like to reduce to $2 or $3, so I grabbed two of those. Anything to be organised. I've got a lovely front cover here, and then if you flip over, I've just got my personal details there. Throughout my planner I have a few project life cards, which is just sort of either motivational or you know, pretty basically. I've got some big ideas at the beginning, so anything that I really want to achieve across the whole year, I'm including in the front there in this little pocket. This card I actually had in my planner last year as well, but I've added some extra things to it. Then I've got my dashboard and my month at a glance, or my at a glance I'm calling it this year because it has the years and the month. So originally I had a different system set up for my months, but then I went looking for just a printout of the years and the future years, and I came across the Passion Planner. I'm really excited about this, and potentially next year I will purchase a Passion Planner because I like the concept. So I'll quickly run you through how it works. But I ended up, because I really like the idea of Passion Planner, I'm using the Passion Planner printouts for my months. So not my weeks, which you can get for all of them, but yeah, definitely my months, I'm actually using the Passion Planner layout. So the idea is that you set your goals, or you do a bit of a wish list, big picture thinking about all the things that you want to do in your lifetime over the next 3 years, over the next year, and over the next 3 months. And you jot them down, and I've had a go at starting to do that. And then you prioritize them, and then you start to put details of how you're going to achieve those goals in each of your months. And then when you review that, you actually carry those over to the weeks. So I'm just working on the months at the moment. I'm not doing the week-to-week stuff. But if I like the way it works this year, I might look at doing that in the future. So a couple of key things about the Passion Planner layout is you get, so this is an undated one, and I've added the dates in. And then you, at the top, you get this month's focus, and you get a personal focus and a work focus. You get a list of people to see, you get a list of places to go, so things that you want to go, places you want to go in that month, and then a not to-do list. Now this is quite interesting. I think rather than a to-do list, which I have anyway, a not to-do list is the things that you don't want to get stuck into a rut about, or you don't want to do. I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to use this yet, but if you use a not to-do list, or you have any ideas about what you would include in your not to-do list, I'd love to hear them in the comments below. I've got personal projects, and they break it down into top priority projects and then just projects, so you can kind of prioritize which ones you really want to get done. And then work projects on the other side, same thing, top priority projects and projects. I'm colour coding using different colours, so anything in different colours you can see I've got marked off there. Had a few parties and things, so I've decorated a few different things there. And then again, added some Project Life cards for some special moments or inspiration quotes, those kind of things. I'm just using a little paper clip at the moment to put where I'm up to in the months, and I also have it in the days section. But I may end up embellishing this paper clip to make it look a bit prettier. Now the other thing I like about the Passion Planner is after the month, you have a monthly reflection, which I think is really important. So it asks you questions like, what was the most memorable part of this month? Can you describe it? What were the 3 biggest lessons you've learnt? You know, it encourages you to review your planner, assess your priorities. Are you happy with where you're at? How have things been different from this month and last month? What are you especially grateful for, which I think is lovely. Things you can improve on and rate the overall month. And then there's a little checklist at the end of the month. This is what you need to do, and you need to reset things for next month. And then it actually encourages you to move the steps into the respective weeks. So I'm just looking at the bigger picture at the moment, and we'll see how it works for me. I've included a little summer bucket list there. So this is the month of February, and in Australia, February is the end of summer. So I've included a little summer bucket list there of things that I'd like to do before the end of summer, and I'll add a few more things to that. I could decorate the back of that card, but I haven't got to that yet. And then the rest of the months are pretty much blank, like I haven't included too much except for a couple of key things over the next few months. So that's my at a glance section. And then you get to the end of my at a glance. Oh, the other thing I did was actually use different washi for each month spread. So I wanted my at a glance to look pretty and engaging, and I want to be able to, you know, review it. So at the back of this, I just had a blank piece of paper because that was the last of the printouts from the Passion Planner. And oh, sorry, I didn't explain that the Passion Planner, you can actually, if you share it on social media, they give you access to the printables for it. So you just need to share it on social media and email them the link to wherever you shared it, and then they will give you access to the printables. I struggled a little bit printing them. I don't know if it's just my lack of computer skills, but I wouldn't print the whole thing. I would definitely buy it if I was going to use it in future, but I thought just by printing it would be able to give me an opportunity to use it and test the concept out. So because of that, I had a blank page at the back here, so I just added a nice piece of pattern paper, and then I used a gusseted white bag and stuck that down so that it could be a bit of a pocket. So I've got some stickers in there, and then I've put another piece of paper over the top, and then added some Project Life cards in there. So things that I thought I might be able to record some information on, so a particular memory, something about today, this very moment, and you know, it might be a week that's quite eventful, so I add in a whole bunch of details about that week. Then I've got my weekly planner, and this is what I was saying was what I have already done a video on how I made these pages or pulled these pages together. I've got my little paper clip which is marking what week we are up to, so I probably should maneuver that over to here. And then as the weeks progress, I'm actually going to add those together. So when we get up to next week, I'm going to close those pages off and add them together. That's how it's going to work, but there's actually 2 pages in there. I've included some inspirational quotes, so things like be the reason someone smiles today, when it rains look for rainbows, when it's dark look for stars. I know they sound a little bit corny, but I just think, you know, it's nice to read nice things sometimes. So pretty boring. I'm not really decorating too much. I think I will maybe washi each week so that there are, I can't get that paper clip off, so that there are some nice colours. So I've just chosen some brightly coloured washies to run along the middle each week. And if there's something special going on, then I might decorate it a little bit, but nothing too spectacular in this week-to-week stuff. This is really just, you know, where my appointments are and details that are not that exciting. So these were undated as well, and I've gone ahead and used my typo alphabet and number stamps to stamp all of the numbers out, which is why I've got these little non-attractive page flags at the moment marking out the months. but I will be looking for a more effective way to do that. I just haven't figured out what that is yet. If you've got an idea of how I could tag my months in a pretty way, please do let me know. So I've got meeting notes. I've used this little insert that says coffee or tea because often when I have meetings, that's what I have with my meetings. And I've got a whole bunch of sticky notes that might be related to meetings. So get it done, to do, today, a list, think big, be bold, and some coloured sticky notes to colour code things because I love colour coding. My notes pages are just a bunch of a paper pad that I had left over that does have some things on it, this stuff here and that up the top there, but most of them I've put a sticky note over, but I also use this as scrap paper. So the idea is this is kind of where I can scribble stuff down and not be too worried about it looking pretty. I have my goals in the back, so I've just cut this out from an Amy Tan paper pad that says make it happen, and then use the washi that had always on it. So it was quite motivating. I've added a couple of motivational quotes here about setting goals and achieving things. So don't call it a dream, call it a plan. If plan A didn't work, stay cool. The alphabet has 25 more letters. I love that quote. I think that's great. Added a project life card, and yeah, you will never have this day again, so make it count. Then I've got some of my goals that I've set out already. I've stamped out some journaling boxes on this paper and added some goals in there, and I've got plenty of space to add more, which I like to do throughout the year. And then I've just got an extra section at the back. So this is where everything else goes that doesn't fit into the front stuff. It's people's birthdays. I'm going to put a pocket there, but I haven't decided what's going to go in it yet. People's birthdays, people's addresses, that kind of thing. In the back I just have a couple of family photos, and then I've got another pocket here which has some beautiful stickers in there which I haven't used yet, but I will, and a couple of paper clips which I'm not quite sure if they're going to stay there or not, but they can stay there at this point. So that is my planner for 2017. I'm hoping that it will serve me really well, help to keep me organised, and I won't have to make too many changes to it. I'll definitely keep you updated if I do have changes. And I was going to talk about this little pen loop that I made, and I came across how to make this on a YouTube channel. If I can find the video, I will include the link below. But then I went out and bought myself a little pencil case because I had a few pencils to use, and I decided that this was definitely better than, so carrying around the pencil case was going to be a better option than trying to fit a couple of pen loops on, because the planner is already chockers. So I just added a tassel that I made to the pencil case, and then I've got a whole bunch of supplies in here. So because I'm colour coding, I've got some highlighters and pens in the same colours. I had these, they're Papermate Inkjoy pens, which I really like. So I originally had those to use in the planner, and I was going to colour coordinate with those. But then I came across these Pilot friction ballpoint pens that are erasable. And I have always used a pacer in my planner, simply because if the plans change, then you can erase them. But I wanted to add some colour to it, which is why I went with the coloured pens. But now that I've found the erasables, I will probably use those. But I'm keeping it all in my pencil case for now. I've got a bunch of, a reel of washi and some highlighters that match the colour coordination that I'm doing. I've got a pacer and a pen eraser, and that's pretty much all that's in my pencil case at the moment. I may add some other stuff, I'm not sure, like a couple of paper clips or stuff like that, but there's plenty of room in there, and I will carry it around as like that, basically, that will go everywhere with me. So I hope you enjoyed this share of my planner for 2017. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see updates on the planner, or if there's any further details that you want to see, how I made something, or asking questions around why I've done a particular thing within the planner, please do let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you, and thanks for watching this video, and I will catch you in the next video.